Okay, well, it's another day. I'm back out on the Comet. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to pull out a little bit of this trim. This car has a lot of trim, and I'm not sure what I'm going to be able to use. I'm not even sure exactly what I have, but let's pull out some trim, and I'm going to start trimming this out. Um, okay, let's see how this goes. So most of my trim is up in the loft here inside my little garage. So as you can see, the car is not in here, but it's still an absolute mess. But anyway, I'm gonna climb up here. I got my little ladder back there. I'm gonna go up in the loft and I'm gonna pull out all this trim and see if I can identify what's what and start laying some stuff out. Okay, well, as you can see, there's a lot of trim here. Shoot. I got my work cut out here to try to figure all this out. There's also extra trim on some of the old doors, like these door locks. There's extra trim on the spare fenders up there. I'm not even sure what's all down here. And I think in the actual trunk of the car, I got a bunch of stuff too. So, including all the tail lights and the little wings and everything. So, yeah, okay, so let's undo this and give us an idea of what we might have. It might be duplicates, so I'll pick the best. I'll pick the best for whatever side I happen to have. I have no idea if it's all there. It looks like there's a lot. So anyway, let's take a peek. I got a few pieces of trim out. I think I might be onto something here. Maybe something like that. I think this one here maybe would go here. Or maybe the other way around. Oh my gosh. Ah, okay. Something like that. Now back here, I believe I've got these two pieces joined, and this kind of looks logical. Of course, I never took any of this trim off. I just got everything in bundles and pieces. I'm just doing the puzzle. But this looks kind of logical. Holy cow. The engine and transmission were easy compared to this. Anyway, I think those are the ones. There's a little bit of course I don't have these. I should be trying to clean these up a bit before I put them on. Maybe at least scrub that red paint off. And I'll go to my other pile because there's obviously one that's nicer than the other. Where's my piece? Obviously this is my door piece. It's got a bit of a ding right there, but that's obviously the one that goes here. So yeah, okay. And this one actually does have clips. I may try to reuse the factory clips. I have replacement clips. They might not be any good, but those are in the trunk. I got to pull those out. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to install this one piece here just to see how it goes, see what it looks like. Let's give that a try. Continuing with my rear trim here. Off camera, I was able to install this door latch mechanism, or trunk latch, I should say. It was a real pain going in with a screwdriver every time, but I got this in. So what I'm going to do now is I have some newer tail lights to go in. There's a little bit of trim that goes on either side. I think that looks like it might need to be glued in, so I'm not sure if I'll get that on right now. And I've got what I call these little wing pieces. These are all painted and ready to go. They simply bolt on here like that. So let's try to get these on. I also have the trim for the back window. So let's see if we can get this done right now. Do a little bit before and after of the tail lights with the wing pieces. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, so here's the rear tail lights installed, and I got these two middle pieces in. I've got them siliconed in place. There's skinny trim pieces that go all around here. I do not have the clips for that style. So I'm just going to glue these in place for now, and then I'll come back once I find the proper clips. We'll do this. There is a piece of trim that'll go on the lid here. I do have that inside. The back window molding is installed. I have the S22s installed on both sides. Looking pretty good. and I did put my first strip. This first section had the original clips, no problem. This one here I used the universal clips. Was a little bit of messing around, but I got this piece in, and then my piece for the door, all the hardware was still on the door, so I was simply able to clip this in place. So now I'm going to move on to the passenger fender. I do have a piece in my stash, but it's not very nice, so I'm going to go dig up the old fender. The old spare fender did have trim, so I'm going to go dig that down and try to install this piece. So, yeah, I like it. Here's this spare fender, and it's a good thing I'm a bit of a hoarder. I mean, this fender had an issue down here, but still a good fender, I think. This trim looks very nice. So let's flip this over, and yeah, this is the passenger side. Maybe I could even salvage, maybe I can try to salvage some clips, because the universal clips I did get from Eckler's, there's only 10 in a pack. I did not know this, and of course right now they're on back order, so I'm going to salvage what I can here and use up the universals and try to get this piece installed on the car. All right, got one side done. Not too horrible. Still need the lock for the door. I got an emblem to go down here, sorry, for the 302. And I got to put an antenna of some sort to plug that hole. Wipers. Mirrors. I have mirrors too. Okay. A little bit of progress. More to come. So work continues here on my trim installation. I just used the last of my clips, and I've got the trim on the driver's side installed, so I'm lacking a few clips, so I basically went every second or third hole, so there's a couple of areas that aren't as perfect as they could be, but there's nothing perfect about this car. The trim has a couple dings and that, but it is what it is. I think I've come up with an idea for installing the back trim. And I think what I'm going to do is the back trim, I got these pieces glued in place. So the back trim kind of goes like this. And there's two more small pieces that go here and here. And I think I do not have the clips. And of course my favorite store, Eckler's, has everything on back order. So when I say my favorite store, Eckler's, I'm being very sarcastic. I think I'm just going to drill and screw. I bought some stainless steel screws. I'm going to try that. Same with the back trim that goes on the trunk lid. It's lumpy and bumpy. Lumpy and bumpy. The trunk lid is lumpy and bumpy, so I'm just going to screw it in place. Try to sort of align it with the aluminum trim on these wing pieces here. And I also dug out the mirrors, so let's install some mirrors, maybe some wipers, get the rest of that back stuff on, and then take a pan around, see what this looks like. Okay, well, I've got my back pieces on, my trim. My idea of the screws worked. So I got my little piece here. That turned out pretty good. That turned out pretty good. The car is dirty again, and I do have steel wool for this aluminum trim, but I haven't done that yet. My trunk piece is in, a little lumpy and bumpy, but I mean, it had a wave to it. I mean, I tried to straighten it out a little bit, but anyway, it's on the car. It's progress. I also have these nice mirrors. That really happy about those. That looks good. A mirror on this side. I got a mirror on this side. That's looking quite nice. Now, I got this crazy windshield trim, and there's all kinds of different stuff. This is the kind, everything I was researching online was the kind that had clips. This does not have clips. It has these channels. It's like a big channel with the lip, And from what I can tell, the channel goes in this groove. Now, I'm not sure how you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to lube this up or pry it open. I really don't know. I'm gonna try to progress these pieces here and put on some wiper blades. All right, let's see how this windshield piece goes. Okay, continuing with my trim still. There's the back all done, and I even threw on the bumper. So it's dirty, but it's on. It's out of my garage, it's out of my hair, and it's on the car. That's progress. I found this little emblem here, this little Mercury emblem. Oh, sorry that my shadow's in the way. It's broken here, but this is going to fit in this. This is going to fit in here somehow. Maybe get a little bit of two-way tape or a little bit of silicone. I'm going to put this Mercury logo in there. I'll plug up these holes. And I've got these, they're quite nice, these Comet logos. This one here is missing all but one of its pins. And this is what plugs up these holes here. So there's a hole that's been patched over here in the past. Anyway, I think this one here, this is a comb, as in a Comet, missing a T. But I do have the T. Just right here. Nothing a little bit of finagling can't fix. The other thing is, I don't know if I want that here. Only because, I mean, that's kind of where it belongs. But I went and bought these, since I upgraded this car from a 6-cylinder to a 302, I bought these tiny little emblems here, and I thought those would look really good here. I'm not sure where these are. From the pictures, I take it these would be meant to go here. Of course, I've got all these holes that will not be plugged up unless I fill these in, because I will have to repaint because of my color issues here. But for now, not sure if I want to put these on or the Comet as it's spelled out. Gosh, I'm not sure, and I don't really want to drill any more holes that I don't have to. Where else could I mean, that would look kind of good there where it says Comet. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to make it corny. I suppose I put the Comet here, and I could put the 302 V8. Maybe I could put that here. Would that be overdoing it? I don't know. Maybe I could put that here somewhere, the little, to show that it's a V8 car now. Kind of wanted it there, but I'll have some exposed holes that I'll have to deal with, whereas here I could just drill 2 small holes and stick that in. Okay, I'm gonna think of something here. I'm gonna put the camera down, gonna install this Mercury logo, and I'm gonna figure out something with this Comet thing here. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna call it for this video. This is the trim video. Like I just mentioned, I got the shadow from the sun and that, but all the rear end is installed, including the bumper. The little Mercury logo has been installed on the trunk lid. All the trim is down the sides. Like I mentioned the mirrors. I did end up putting the Comet logos where they belong. So I got a Comet logo on each side, and my little 302 V8, I found a home for it right there. So I just drilled a couple of holes. It was a total eyeball job, but that's in place. I love the mirrors. I secured the trim around the windshield is fully secured. I added a screw at the top. It doesn't belong there, but that was the only way I could make it fit. The wipers are in. Of course, I need new blades, but they're in. Pretty happy with the trim. I got the Comet on this side, but this was it was lacking a few pins, so that's siliconed in place with a little bit of tape to hold it. The 302 V8, I had that a little crooked, so I made one of the holes a little bit oblong. That's glued in as well. The only thing I did not get to was the door locks. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this part and parcel with when I start working on the doors again. I've got my door cards here that I made. God, I made these I made these well over a year ago. They can now go in now that that trim has all been installed. Door cards are going to go in, as well as the kick panels. I'll save that for a separate video. This was the trim. The trim is all in place. It's good because a lot of this stuff is out of the garage, so there's very little bit left of the trim. I had 2 mountains of trim. That's all that's left. Garage is still an absolute mess. Some things never change. There's my doors, and that's the little pieces I'm going to take off for the that's the last little bit of the trim I got to do. I'm going to somehow take these off and install them on the new doors, and I'll leave it at that for now. There's the kick panels, and I'm going to call this a video, and I might actually do a little bit of cleanup before I come back. So there it is. The car is all trimmed out. Thanks for watching.